The Bulls come back with their horns sharpened. Are the Bears dead? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, I told you we were at a very critical level and the Bears needed to show up and pass the test, and they did not. The Bulls came out firing and took the market higher over the pivot, which now shifts us looking at a more bullish count. I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, with the move through the pivot, the counts do change. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500. And off of this low, we have now continued to push up. And the Bulls were able to take it through the 44.48 level, which we established as our pivot. And so when the pivot breaks, very often, the move down does not follow through. Now, are the Bears completely dead? No, they are not. But their chances of making things happen are getting slim. So what we would be looking at is potentially this move down being A. And the reason we count it as A instead of all of the move down is that the bounce is very corrective. I mean, this is such a clear three-wave move up here and then a pullback and then a C wave up toward the target that we would expect this to be an ABC down where you get A, B up into the target area, then C down toward the 4,300 area. This target area up here is around 44.93 to 45.67. I would expect this to hit in the 45.26 or above area just because if it's too low, this C wave will target below the bullish pivot, and then we'll have to see exactly what's playing out. But that would be bad news for the Bulls. So what we would look at here is two potential possibilities. If they continue to push from where we are now, we would say we're already in C of B up into that target area. However, if we see a pullback from here, that would likely be A, B, then C up toward that target area before seeing the next move down, and C toward that 4,300 area. So those would be the two most common paths, either a direct move up into this target area and down, or an ABC up into this target area and then down, where we see a pullback first and then a move up. Now for the Bears, let's talk about their possibilities and talk about why we don't necessarily love the options for them. It is still possible that you have 1, 2, and 3 down in a diagonal type setting, and now you're getting A, B, C of 4 up. 4 usually gets up into wave 1 territory, which is about the 44.80 level. So we'd look for above that and below 4,500. If you get that and then get an A, B, C down, okay, instead of a C wave down, we would look for an impulsive move down in this C wave. But if you get an A, B, C that breaks this low, then we have to pay attention to a potential leading diagonal for 1 and then 2 up and down from there. So the Bulls, or Bears rather, are relying on a diagonal, which, you know, if you followed this channel for any amount of time, I do not trust until they play out. But essentially what we are looking for is what happens when we hit up here around this B wave. If they come down in 5 in a C wave, then we would be looking for a bounce and back to new all-time highs. If they come down in an ABC and break this low and get a little lower than 4,300 down towards the 42.75 area, then we have to start considering that this is potentially a diagonal off of the top, and then you get 2 and 3 down. But that is not something I would rely on right now. The primary count is that we're trying to finish out this correction to the downside, and then the Bulls would take back over the market and come back up towards the 4,800 area for the next move higher. Over on the NASDAQ does have a little more of a case for a direct move in the B wave higher, where you already have A and B in place, and we're getting B, all of the B wave up into the blue target box. We would expect the NASDAQ to hit the upper side of this box because it needs to get high enough to support the C wave down, which would be towards the 14,200 level. And if we see that, okay, we would expect the Bulls to step in, and then we'd look for a move back toward all-time highs, just like on ES. And you remember last week I was talking about the potential for this to be a diagonal move Where this is 3, we'd be looking for a bigger wave 4 and then 5 down. And if that's the case, you would see an ABC to the downside that broke the low. So you'd see a clear 3-wave move, comes down, breaks the low toward that 14,378 area. So NASDAQ is actually probably a little lower than that since they did blow through the 2.0. I would say probably more down in the 14,100 or so, 14,000 area on NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ does have the case for us to say, hey, we're heading directly up, but a rejection of the bottom of this blue box would lead me to believe we're going to do something like that and then down. But again, how we pull back off of here, whether it's 3 waves, which would actually be bearish, or 5 waves, which would be bullish, will kind of tell the story at that point. Again, we don't trust diagonals, and the most probable path is now the ABC and then up. So the ABC, and then we start higher. But again, how we pull back off of this blue box is important. Guys, if you love the information I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it'll take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. Because I want you to get in there, I want you to make sure you love it, and I want you to become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners course. As you can see from the testimonials, people are really understanding the market, how to target it, how to trade it, how to find out where the market is heading without having to worry about earnings, the news, the Fed, or anything else. Elliott Wave takes care of all of that for you, and this class teaches it. It's 25 videos where I go through 3 different sections. The introduction, where we go over how to set up your mindset, how to understand how to use the KISS method and why Elliott Wave works. We go over the chart setup and every tool you'll need to use along with Elliott Wave in order to get the confirmation for tops, bottoms, and different targets, as well as the Elliott Wave for Beginners course, where I go through all 5 Elliott Waves, as well as corrective waves and how they work. Everything you'd want to know as a beginner using Elliott Wave to understand the market. The cool thing about the course is it is included in both monthly rooms. So if you want to get the course for free, you just sign up for a monthly room and become a member, and it is included. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. Something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where you put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, averaging 3 to 4% gains per week, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you all in these rooms so we can make money together. Key takeaways for today. We're looking for either the direct push up, which the NASDAQ does favor, up into our target area, 44.93 to 45.67, and then a C wave down towards the 4,300 area from there. The bears would look for a push up into the 40.80 to 4,500 area and an ABC down into a little bit lower than the 4,300 area into the 42.75 area. If that's what we see, then the bears can take back control of the market at that point. Over on the NASDAQ, we are looking for a very similar pattern, a move up into this blue box for B, and then down in C towards the 14,200 level. However, if we see an ABC down that breaks the low, we could be dealing in a diagonal, and if that's the case, we would want to see wave 2, and then the start to 3 play out. Guys, that is your market update for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.